Welcome back, Minecrafters. Alright, so currently I'm hiding in a little wooden house because there are a lot of skeletons outside. You hear that? They're all rattling their bones because they're so scared. Whoa! 160 skeletons! Hiding in that one little spot right there. Alright, let's see how much experience and bones and arrows we can get out of that stack. Alright, here goes the splash potion. Here comes the loot. Huh. I can't see. Experience, get out of the way. I'm trying to see the skeleton. Level 20. Let's see, I got almost 3 stacks of arrows. That's handy. So yeah, if you remember from the first episode, this is the skeleton XP / bone meal / arrow farm. And the spawner is just a little bit under this level. Let's actually go ahead and run on there and just take a look at it, just so you can see what's happening. So right now I'm about probably 12 blocks away from the spawner. That way I can walk around anywhere in the oak farm, as long as I'm close to the ground, and still be activating it. So there's basically just a water elevator, or one of Ethos mob evaders that goes up behind this wall, all the way up to the top, and then drops them about 23 blocks right here. And then that takes them down to about a one-hit kill. 1 or 2, depending. It's hard to get it terribly precise in SMP because sometimes they'll glitch a little bit and you either lose a lot, but this is the height that usually saves the most of them. And most of the time that height is best determined by doing a little bit of trial and error. Okay, so this is what it looks like on the inside, and this is what I use for most of my mob spawners that use a actual dungeon. Behave in there. Miss me. Ah. There we go. But yeah, so it has 8 blocks, so the water runs right here to this edge, and then one water stream that goes all the way up to a water elevator. They're fighting each other. That's okay. Yeah, and then it'll wash them all over here, wash them right up that elevator, and that'll run them into that tower there. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, they'll get swept all the way up, and then drop down where it's nice and handy to get them. It makes it nice and easy for me, and like I said, it's right beside the wheat farm, so if I ever need to do a fast harvest or anything, it's really easy to take care of. Okay, well let me go ahead and run back up to my main area. I've done a little bit more work on the slime farm, and let's go ahead and start taking a look at that. Okay guys, like I said, I've been busy down here. I have laid out the spawning area, so this is a 16 by 16 on the outside, and it should be laid right in the middle of the chunk, so this takes up one chunk exactly. And what I'm doing is I'm layering up. So this will be the first level, this is the second level, and I have the pumpkins in there just to light it up. You can do it with anything. I use pumpkins because mobs can still spawn on them, so I'm not actually cutting down on any of my spawn rates. So to start the next layer, I would go through and just start putting blocks here and here and just filling in the whole layer. And I'll be doing this all the way up until level 40. Alright, I went ahead and decided not to try to carry the big slimes up to the top, because that would take a long time for them to actually work their way all the way up to level level 50 or so where my base is at. So what I'm going to do is just burn them all down to the smallest slime type, and then they will actually climb ladders. So I will just let them climb up to the top, and then we can just harvest them once they get there. Okay, so probably what I'm going to do as far as the design goes here, and I would like to use glass just so we can see inside and see what's going on. I may eventually mine out some of these walls and make this more of a open area with a big spawner area in the middle. Yeah, let me get a little more work done here. I'll go ahead and lay out some of the floors, and then we'll talk about how I'm going to go about actually breaking them down from large slimes into small ones. Now the reason I picked the floor here, or the floor to be 3 levels high, is because the large slimes are 2.4 blocks tall, so they will be able to fit in this area and not suffocate on spawn. And then that'll give room for all the other slimes to run around too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in some more of these floors, and I'll do a check back periodically and let you see how we're doing. Alright, be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. I've done a little more work on the slime farm. I've actually put together all of the spawning pads, and they're working quite nicely. Oh. Yay, slimes everywhere. Most of them are down a level. I'm still getting those lovely slime glitches where they come up through the floor. Oh man, that's loud. Let me turn that down. Okay. So yeah, getting quite a few of them up here. I've already died to them once. So what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to go down to the bottom and start setting up a couple of lava blades and a path for them to get up. My original idea was just to set up drops for them and let them all fall to the bottom and then have them go up one ladder. But I was talking in the comments with some of the viewers, and they suggested using the ladders. Now I'm going to modify that design just a little bit for the ladders, and instead of putting a 2x2 area to bring up the large slimes, I'm actually just going to go ahead and bring the slimes down to the tiny slimes, and then I'm just going to take them up a ladder in each one of the corners. Now the reason that'll work is slimes don't really have much of a pathfinding AI, so they will just go right along one wall until they either hit lava or try to climb a ladder. So I'm going to utilize that, set up lava and ladders in each one of the corners, and that the ladders will let them go all the way up to the top, and I can collect them and put them somewhere to come by and kill later, or I can decide to just let them die for slime balls. But the important part is I'll have them all up there at the top, nice and easy, not doing all this glitching through walls. Technically, as it is, I've already got loads of slime balls, but may as well go ahead and finish the automation process, because it'd be a lot more fun that way. But just building this, I've already picked up probably about 3 stacks of slime balls. There's some, and there's more, and there's more slimes. Here's a big one. Got my sharpness 4 sword, take him out pretty quick with this. Oh, there's a big one down here too. The trick with the slimes is not to stop moving. If you stop moving, they will surround you, run you into a corner, and you will probably die. That is the voice of experience. That happened to me earlier. Now if you notice, there's not actually any torches anywhere down here. It's all lit by jack-o'-lanterns, so they're just laid out in a pattern in the floor, just a pattern with 5 blocks in between. And that keeps the whole area where the hostile mobs are not able to spawn. So that will make this area very efficient for slime spawning. I better eat something. Oh yeah, they got me down to 2 hearts. I'm gonna die pretty soon if I don't. I wasn't even paying attention to that. But yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is, like I was saying before, I'm gonna put the glass on top of this border here. And in each one of the corners I'm gonna have a lava blade coming around and a path for them to go up to the top. And I'll just do that out of ladders. Let them move on up. Okay, let's go ahead and get these out of the way. Oh, another big one. Die, giant slime. That is a lot of slimes. Let me go ahead, I'm going to battle my way down to the bottom level, and then we'll start working our way back up. Alright, I'll be back when we get down to the bottom. Okay, we made it to the bottom floor. That was not too bad. I picked up almost a stack and a half of slime balls on the way down here. Alright, so this is how the corners are going to look. I'm going to have them set up like this, and I'm going to have ladders that go up to the top. Alright, and this is how, let me go ahead and put a little more glass up here so we can see what it looks like. So there, and there. This is going to extend out this way, so the slimes are going to go up against the wall, and they keep going until they get up into this corner, and then they'll start climbing all the way up to the top. And they'll just do that automatically, because when they run up to the ladder, just like your player, as soon as you go towards the ladder, you're going to climb it. Alright, and then to reduce them down, let me dig out a little bit of area here. Ultimately, once I get this all done, there should be kind of a viewing area around the whole thing, so you can see what all's happening, and all the walls should be glass, so that'll be a cool effect, I believe. Another slime ball. Okay. So the way I want the lava to work, go ahead and get that set up in here. I better put a torch down. I think we can probably get some monster spawns if we're not careful. Ta-da! Okay, so we want the lava to flow out over this block and over this block. Oops. So that's going to flow out 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. So the lava's going to start right here. Okay, so I can do this. Now let me put a little more behind it, make it nicer for later. Save myself some heartache later on. I go ahead and put glass blocks right there. Perfect. Okay, so lava goes right there, flows 1, 2, 3 blocks out. Okay, and it's going to stop right there, because that is as far as it goes. It only flows 3 blocks from the initial point. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Alright, so on top of the sign is 1, here's 2, 3, and 4. Let me see what pattern was over here again. Alright, so it starts on top of a solid block. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a solid block right here. And right here. And I'm going to put glass, 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 glass. That'll light it up pretty nice around the outside edges. And all we need is 1 more bucket of lava right there. And that'll flow around and make the other side of the lava blade. Alright, cool. So the big slimes will hop up here they'll jump right into that lava blade, and the medium slimes will jump up into that blade as well, but the little slimes can go right under it and climb up to the top. Never touch it. And then that ladder will continue all the way up. So if I have like this, and that can just continue all the way up to the very top. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is spreading that out and doing essentially this in every corner. And another thing that I need to be mindful of is that there may be some times that I don't want to have tons of slime spawning, so I need to have a good way to shut off the trap. And what I'm thinking of doing is using water. So in order to do that, let me build up my corner over here. So I have one here, here, here. Glass, glass, glass. Alright, so I want to find the center point. Huh, I do not have a bucket of water. Give me just 1 minute, I'm going to grab a bucket of water and I'll be right back down here and we'll see how it works. Okay guys, I've got a bucket and I went ahead and laid out the area that the water would need to cover. So I have it spaced out so that the water will run right up here to this block and run all the way over here to this side as well. So if I put the water, and there won't be a water source block right here, but the water will be cascading down through this hole. So if it's right there, it'll come down, it'll spread out all the way over here, out here to the center, and it'll end right here by this ladder. And what this will do, I'm going to put one of these on each wall, so one there, 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 and there. And that will completely cover this whole area with water. And since slimes are not able to spawn in water, that will turn off all the levels of the slime farm. Okay, so I've already done a little bit of playing with this, just to figure out how it needs to work out. So on the back side here, I'm going to have the water coming down. Alright, so when the water's here, it goes out inside and it comes out the outside of it as well. So it's going to cascade inside and cover the slime area, and the one on the outside is going to come down and go down to the next level. So as it comes down to the next level, I'm going to need to set up a way of catching it. And I'm going to do it with the upside down stairs just to kind of make it look like a basin area. Oops. So the water is going to be falling down right here on top of this block. So what I need to do is, oops, that was supposed to be upside down. So upside down there, upside down here, here, and for good measure, let's go ahead and do one more upside down here. Oh, and one more, I'm going to put it right here, just to finish off the little bowl area. And like I said, I'll eventually dig out a little more, so you'll be able to see kind of the whole structure from the side. So it'll look kind of like that. Let me get rid of the dirt that was just in there for placeholding, basically. And to actually catch the water, I'm going to put a half slab right there. Okay. So let me demonstrate how this is supposed to work. Oops. Okay. So there's going to be a glass wall along through here, same as there is on this level. So just to simulate, let me put this. And the water's going to fall down. It's just going to go around, down that way. Alright, so then it goes around, lands on that block, falls down right here, and water will always try to find the shortest way down. So in this case, there's a one there's a drop right here and a drop right on the other side, which is equal distance from the point that it lands, so it'll go both directions. And since this is the bottom, let me go ahead, I don't actually need it to run this way, so I'll close that off for the very bottom one. For the rest of the layers though, I will need to have that area open for the water to come out. Okay, so let me go ahead, I'm going to build another layer on top of it just so you can get a better idea, because it's a little confusing the way this is, especially if you're a little new with water mechanics. Okay, so I've built a small second layer here. So again, the water would be coming down through here. Just put it here on this block. So it's going to come out. It's going to come out here, flood this level. And it's going to drop down to here and come out and flood this level as well. I'll show you how it makes that little transition around. Alrighty, oops. Yay, parkour. Just pillar back up here. Okay, so here's where the water comes out. It flows down, it lands here on this half slab. And while it's not actually able to go into the half slab area, there's a block here and a block here, and there's no block here, so it's always going to favor the path of least resistance down to the next block lower. So it lands here, and it'll go down here, back around, and then it's going to land essentially on this same glass block, one layer down, and from there it's going to split apart into the two streams again. So the one stream there will be for turning off the sliming pad, or spawning pad. I've called it sliming pads so many times. Yes, I'll just coin a new phrase. These are now sliming pads. Spawning pads for slimes. Okay. And then it comes down here and continues on down. And I'll be doing this same pattern all the way up and on all four sides. And that'll be how I'll go through and turn it off. As far as why I'd want to turn off the slime spawn, each slime takes up basically a monster slot or a mob slot that could be used by hostile mobs or any other hostile mobs such as zombies, creepers, all that. So if I'm trying to farm the other mobs and I don't want the slimes interfering with them, I can just turn off all this, and then there won't be any more slime spawning in this whole area, and I'll get a lot better efficiency on some of my other traps. Okay, so I'm probably going to go ahead and at least get the corners built first, and that'll have a way to actually harvest the slimes, and then I can come back later and put all the walls in for the water. I just wanted to show you how that was going to work, and this farm is based on one of Etho's designs from his Minecraft episode, his slime farm there. And what he was doing with the water was trying to do it piston powered all the way up. And instead of doing it piston powered, I figured it would be a lot simpler just to let the water cascade down and just use this. Only requires 4 source blocks. Well, I guess you could do it with 1 if you really wanted to, but you can easily do it with just 4 source blocks instead of 1 all the way up and down, and it needs no pistons. It is entirely based on the properties of water and how it falls and spreads out. But I'll go ahead, I'll put a link to the video that Etho made, or his main video talking about the slime farm, and you can see his perspective on it. And this is just my take on his design. Alright, well, I'm going to get busy with some more of the corners and the ladders and getting all that set up, and I'll get back to you with an update pretty soon. Okay, so I was doing a little bit of mining out, and I found this. I thought you might like to see it. I know I was definitely happy to see it. I went ahead and grabbed our Fortune 3 pick, and let's go ahead and first of all, let me make sure there's no lava underneath it, because that would suck. No lava, just bedrock. Okay, and it looks like it's safe. Alrighty, let's see how we can do. 1, 3, 1. Ooh, that's like 4 there. Nice. Alright, so we had 6 pieces, and with Fortune 3 we got 11 diamonds. Awesome, that works for me. Redstone. Okay, with redstone we have 4 pieces of redstone, and we got 21 pieces of dust. Pieces of dust, that sounds weird. I guess it's fair enough. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get back to digging, and we'll come back unless we have any more nice finds like that, and I'll let you see those too. Oh, more redstone. Okay, be right back. Oh, we've made a lot of progress today. I checked the time on the video, and it looks like we're kind of starting to get a long episode here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off, and we'll come back to this next time. I'm probably not going to show too much more building, because a lot of it's going to be just similar to what we've already seen. So you take the area, I just put the corners in, put ladders in each one of the corners. That way when the little slime, or when the slimes break down to the little ones, they can just climb straight up the ladders. Oop, let me out. So you have the little slimes, and they hop across, so they come in here to the corner and want to head up. And right now they're tracking me, so it's going to act a little bit differently. But yeah, see, they'll come right up to the very top. Right now, they're actually pushing me up the ladder. So yeah, that part definitely works. I'm kind of excited about that. And when they're not actually tracking me, they'll move a little more just straight on their own. Oh! Yep, I didn't bring any water with me. Oh well. It'll go out in a minute. Yeah, there's the water. So yeah, I'm going to open up this area around it. That way we can see what's happening. Here's going to be the little water fountains. So the water's going to, again, like I showed you before, it's going to fall down through here, go around. I may go ahead and just show kind of a demonstration of how that'll work in just a minute. Okay, so here we are about halfway up, and this is the top level that I have for the water right now. So if I put it on right here, this would be where it falls down to. So right there, and it goes down and around. Goes out there, down here, out to here, and pours out here. So I'm just going to put that in each corner, let it spread all the way out, and that should turn off all the slime spawning. So that'll be part of my project as well. I just wanted to show you this just to get an idea of how that would work. And likewise, if you pull the water out, it'll just clear the whole thing out. Doesn't take too long to propagate down. So yeah, water comes in, flows around, and just repeats the pattern all the way down. Alright, well that is it for this episode. I'm going to keep on working on this. I'll probably go ahead and start using some of these slime balls on our reed farm, now that I have an excess of them. I have like 6 or 7 stacks of slime balls that I've gotten from this just by building it. Anyway, have a good one. That's it for this one. See you next time.